So, with us finally getting confirmation of Charlie Cox returning to the MCU as Daredevil, I thought now might be a good time to go over how all the pre-Disney Plus Marvel shows connected together. Though many insist the shows aren't canon to the movies, there is no denying that the shows exist in the same universe as each other, and that every MCU movie pre-Infinity War is still canon to the shows. In this video, I will try to break down all the ways we see the Marvel television shows connect to each other. The obvious place to start is the Marvel Netflix shows. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist all crossed over in The Defenders. Punisher also received his own show, spinning off of Daredevil, and featured returning characters such as Karen Page. These shows are honestly a little sparse on references, even with each other, but Season 2 of Luke Cage has a fun reference to Cloak Dagger I'll talk about later. Starting with Daredevil, along with the Battle of Harlem from the Incredible Hulk and the Battle of New York from the Avengers, Cybertech from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 is also briefly visibly mentioned on a New York Bulletin newspaper. Also in Daredevil, the boxer that Jack Murdock fought in his final fight is Creel, as shown by a poster and name drop in a flashback. Creel is assumed to be the father of Carl Creel, aka the Absorbing Man from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Daisy Johnson and Matt Murdock were also both raised in the St. Agnes orphanage. With ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being the first of the Marvel TV shows to be released and marketed as part of the MCU, not surprisingly, most of its references are to the movies rather than the shows, which we would be here for hours if we talked about all of those. But here are a few nods of the other shows. One of Daisy's contacts is Micro, presumably the same character from The Punisher. The Dogs of Hell that gets taken out by Lorelei in Season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have another chapter that appears in Daredevil, taken out by him in the iconic Season 2 hallway scene, as well as some other episodes of the season. Season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. features a news channel that briefly talks about gang wars in Hell's Kitchen, referring to Punisher's attacks in Season 2 of Daredevil. In Season 4, an exploding bullet known as the Judas Bullet is used in an assassination attempt against Jeffrey Mace. The Judas Bullet was developed by Hammer Industries using Chitauri metal and first appeared in Luke Cage Season 1.
That is the illest shit I've ever seen in my life.
In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we are introduced to the Transia Corporation, a technological company owned by Gideon Malik, a World Security Council member and head of Hydra. Later on, we then meet Dr. Radcliffe, who used to work for GT Agrochemical, an subsidiary of Transia Corporation. In Jessica Jones, her family is revealed to have crashed into a GT Agrochemical truck. In a WHIH Newsfront episode, it is mentioned that Transia Corporation has a new interim CEO. The nitramine weapon used in the Agent Carter premiere to destroy the Roxxon facility was also used by the Watchdogs to destroy an ATCU facility on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The destruction was then referenced by the Marvel Studios web series again, WHIH Newsfront. In Agent Carter, the Council of Nine's logo shares a resemblance to the logo Hydra used for the Project Distant Star return on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the villain Whitehall talks about the Faustus method when brainwashing Agent 33, a reference to the character of Dr. Faustus, who was a villain in Agent Carter Season 1 that specialized in brainwashing. Agent Carter also introduces the character of Daniel Sosa, who gets displaced from time and becomes a main character in the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Going back, there's also a brief crossover in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that features Dum Dum Dugan and Peggy Carter, as well as I think Jim Morita, just a few of the Howling Commandos. In Season 2 of Luke Cage, Detective Nandi Tyler mentions Cloak Dagger main character Bridget O'Reilly moving to New Orleans, where Cloak Dagger takes place, when talking to Misty Knight. About a week later, Cloak Dagger confirms this reference, with O'Reilly mentioning her friend Misty after being unfazed by Cloak's powers. Also in Season 1 of Cloak Dagger, one of the main antagonists makes reference to Tony Stark and Danny Rand by name. In Season 2, O'Reilly uses a deck of cards to keep track of criminal activity, a trick she learned from Ben Urich, who we see doing the same thing across Daredevil Season 1 when trying to find Kingpin. Also in Season 2, Tyrone is inspired by Luke Cage, and we even get to see the Netflix character on a newspaper.
Luke Cage, huh? Everybody.
heard he's bulletproof.
The first two seasons of Hulu's Runaways featured only blink and you'll miss it references to the wider MCU, the only notable one being the appearance of WHIH News. But in Season 3 we get a lot more of the wider Marvel Universe. First, the Darkhold appears prominently, using the same design as its appearance in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The book also later appears in WandaVision, though with a visibly different appearance. Also in Season 3 of The Runaways, we get an actual crossover with Cloak and Dagger, with the actors from the Freeform show reprising their roles and referencing the events of the past two seasons. Now, this is a show many people may not be as familiar with, but WHIH Newsfront is a web series that was used to promote Ant-Man and Captain America Civil War. In the series, Christine Everhart from Iron Man 1 and 2 reprises her role as the main news anchor, and it also features the return of Darren Cross, Scott Lang, and President Ellis. The season actually elaborates on the reason for Scott Lang's arrest prior to the events of Ant-Man. WHIH Newsfront also features scrolling text that directly mentions the ATCU facility that was attacked by the Watchdogs, which happened in Season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Outside of the web series, the news station WHIH News appears in The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Black Widow, Eternals, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Inhumans, The Punisher, Runaways, WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, admittedly, I haven't watched Helstrom, and I wish I didn't watch Inhumans, but there are a few things worth mentioning. The Inhumans show references the Terrigen outbreak from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Helstrom features a Roxxon gas station, and the Roxxon Corporation also features in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Runaways, Iron Man 1, 2, and 3, the one-shot A Funny Thing That Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer, and the web series WHIH Newsfront. Of course, Roxxon appears most prominently throughout Cloak and Dagger, being part of the reason why they have their powers. As a quick bonus, I will go over a few of the movie references. The aftermath of what happened with the World Security Council is addressed in S.H.I.E.L.D. after the events of Winter Soldier. Dr. List is a character used on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to bridge the gap between Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron, with his appearance giving more context that isn't present of Agent Ultron to his instructor's role in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Hydra, as well as how Loki's scepter fell into Hydra's hands and was found again. As Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. bleeds directly into the opening of Age of Ultron, which, watching only the movies, is a plot that sort of arrives out of nowhere, Joss Whedon actually worked on both shows and co-created Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with his brother, the showrunner, so this was used as a tool to avoid filler in Age of Ultron's runtime. Season 2 also addresses Nick Fury's helicarrier from the end of Age of Ultron, revealing that Coulson worked on renovating the one from the first Avengers, with Age of Ultron giving only the "thanks to some help from some old friends" line as an explanation, but later confirmed canon tie-in material reiterated its Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. origin. The Kree also make their first MCU appearance in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., with a history with Coulson, Fury, and S.H.I.E.L.D. that the show never got into, but years later Captain Marvel did. Now, breaking down some of the MCU actors to appear on each show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has 10 actors reprise their roles from the movies in the forms of Phil Coulson, Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Jasper Sitwell, Peggy Carter, Howling Commandos Dum Dum Dugan and Jim Morita, Dr. List, Lady Sif, President Ellis, and World Security Council member Gideon Malik. One actor also reprises their role as Agent Felix Blake from the canon short film Item 47, and one character who first appeared in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reprises their role in an MCU movie, Marcus Daniels, aka Blackout, who appeared in Captain Marvel as a bartender, but was confirmed to be playing a younger Marcus Daniels in that role. Agent Carter is the only of the pre-Disney Plus shows to be produced by Kevin Feige, and also features direction from Joe Russo and was written by Marcus and McFeely, who wrote the Captain America trilogy, Thor the Dark World, Infinity War, and Endgame. Needless to say, it also features characters from the movies. Along with Peggy Carter and Dum Dum Dugan again, Agent Carter also features Howard Stark, portrayed by Dominic Cooper, Arnim Zola, and a young Anton Vanko. James D'Arcy's Edwin Jarvis also reprised his role briefly in Avengers Endgame. And finally, here are some spoilers for MCU Phase 4 projects that include Hawkeye and Spider-Man No Way Home. One more time, spoilers. And if you didn't hear me, spoilers. We get Daredevil characters finally reappearing properly in the MCU. Vincent D'Onofrio reprises his role as Wilson Fisk / Kingpin in Hawkeye, and Charlie Cox reprises his role as Matt Murdock / Daredevil in Spider-Man No Way Home. In a small connection to the Daredevil series, we see a flashback of Fisk in 2007, here wearing a black suit. When he finally appears in present, he is now wearing a white suit. This is reflective of the arc he took throughout Daredevil, starting off wearing black suits and slowly transitioning to white suits into Season 3. His suit also still has his cherished cufflinks, which get their origins explained in the Netflix series. But that is all I have found so far. There are obviously a lot of connections, and I'm sure I missed some, so let me know in the comments below if there were any that you noticed and I didn't mention, or let me know what connection surprised you the most.